this is Kelsey Hatch, in place of James Arnold Taylor, who is the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Welcome to A More Civilized Podcast. This is the podcast you are looking for. You may not go about your business. Stay here, listen, and then move along.
Oh my goodness! So I'm just going to remove myself from the podcast. Kelsey can just come take my spot, because that was amazing. As usual, I'm Kyler.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ross.
Way in the distance, it's Ross. And this is your adequate, A More Civilized Podcast.
A very special episode.
A very special episode. Today, what day is it, Chris?
Oh man, I've looked at the calendar today, I'm sure. Oh right, yeah. It is May the 4th.
Be with you?
Oh! It's May 4th, 2019.
That's alright, you can get me back tomorrow. Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah. I thought we agreed it was Revenge of the 6th was better.
Yeah, well, that's true. Then I get 3 days to watch Star Wars.
Exactly.
So, which is going to happen. I sadly didn't get to watch any Star Wars today. I know, preparing for today, for this recording.
Rough.
But tomorrow and Monday, I actually took the day off of work Monday so that I can watch Star Wars. It's what you get to do when you're in charge. So, we are currently
recording in Dragon's Keep comic book store in Spanish Fork, Utah.
Yep.
And we have a live studio audience. Say hello, everybody, please.
Hello.
Yay! What? Oh. There we go.
Let's go back there. We have a live studio audience. Say hello there, everybody.
Hello there.
There we go.
There it is.
I apologize. I wasn't quick enough on the uptake there.
You're only adequate after all.
Right.
So we are recording live, like Chris said, as kind of an experimental episode. We're going to see how this goes. So far, I've had a really good time.
Yeah. Hopefully we have good enough sound quality that we don't have to emergency get together Monday night to record a different episode.
Yeah, no kidding. Ross, though, we're probably not going to have that happen, right?
We should be okay.
Okay, fantastic.
The dice are still in the air.
They sure are. So we have a lot of special stuff planned. We're currently eating a lot of food, it looks like, around there. A lot of good stuff. We are going to play some trivia with our fans that are here. They're super excited, which makes me more excited. And when Chris and Ross saw the questions, they started giggling, so I know I did a good job. But first, we have some news. Ross, do you want to...
I'll sub for Ross.
Oh, we didn't do our moment of silence. I had a good one. Ugh, dang it.
So, today's news, the only news for this week, is that Peter Mayhew, the actor who has played Chewbacca in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and then part of seven
movies.
Yeah.
He has been Chewbacca. Has passed away of old age in his Texas home, surrounded by friends and family. I think just family.
That's a pretty good way to go.
Yeah, that's
honestly.
the best way to go, really. And but yes, he is gone. He is missed. A moment of silence for Peter Mayhew. There we go.
Yep. We usually do that before the episode, and we come up with funny reasons to have a moment of silence to try to trip each other up. But kind of a bummer. From what I've heard from everybody who's ever met him is that he was just an absolute delight of a person who really made you feel like you were the only person in the universe when you were talking to him, and just really genuine, caring kind of guy.
I saw a couple of different Star Wars authors, like Kevin J. Anderson, posted after he passed away, and they had only good things to say, that they'd had dinners with him and such, and talked to him about Star Wars, and he was always just a delight.
James Arnold Taylor actually shared his little connection with him. You know, obviously he'd met him lots of times throughout the years of playing Obi-Wan and being at Star Wars Celebration and different things. And he posted a picture from years ago of his daughter, the first time she met Peter Mayhew when she was just a little girl. She was in the picture. She looks like she's maybe 6 or 7, just a little kid. And he said that this was one of his favorite memories of Peter Mayhew, that his daughter was super, super shy at the convention, didn't want to talk to anybody, didn't interact with anybody. But James Arnold Taylor was like, I really want you to come meet Chewie. And so she was kind of drug up there, and he said Peter Mayhew just stopped the line, brought her over, had her over and just talked to her for 10 minutes or whatever. And by the end of it, she had totally opened up to him, was sitting on his lap and playing with his hair and just being super
and
yeah, it really is, and that he and then Jat said that basically that was one example of how he is with everybody, that no matter who you are, when you're with him, he just is like, hey, the world can stop while I focus on you and make your life a little better, and that's pretty great.
Yes.
So
Yes, it is.
we're definitely for the lesser, although the walking carpet is now once again in the princess's way. So there's that. Okay, are we ready to do some trivia? Do you guys have your buzzers ready? Okay, come up with one, Emily. So we should maybe introduce our guests that are going to be doing trivia. So we have Emily, previously referred to as Steven's girlfriend.
Yes, you may have.
Because I didn't know her name. Because I'm a bad friend. Then we have
highly
Steven.
probable that she will continue to be referred to as Steven's girlfriend on many occasions.
Because my memory is terrible.
You are an adequate friend.
I'm an adequate friend, as Steven points out. Yeah, that's true. So, and then there's Steven, who I play Armada and Legion with fairly regularly. He's also a fan of Critical Role. So
He's our unofficial official fact checker.
Yeah, he might as well be. We should just make it official. Steven, you're our official fact checker, because you do it anyway. Then we have Kelsey, who is Carrie's biggest fan.
Yes.
And she's just bubbly and full of excitement and bringing the whole show up for once. Currently cosplaying as Rey. And Force Awakens Rey. That's
Right,
true.
let's be specific.
And then we have Mark Burdett.
Yes.
Yes, whose
Well done.
full name I remember for some reason. I don't know why that one stuck.
It's
but
because
it
we had
does.
a teacher named Mrs. Burdett. That
I honestly, are you related to a Beverly Burdett?
Not that I know of.
Because every time I see his name, that's what I think
Right,
of.
yeah, that's why I remember your name.
She's fantastic. Then we have Ross's sister Lindsay, who's been on the show once. Okay.
Twice.
No, I thought it was more than once.
Only for idiots, right?
Yeah, she was part of our laugh track. That's the only time she's been on.
Really? Aw, Lindsay.
She would know.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. I have an episode in mind for you to come on. We have Lindsay's husband, Mike, who's sporting an awesome shirt. I'm a little jealous, actually. Then we have my wife, Christina, who's been on the show twice. Yeah, Valentine's and then the laugh track. Mm-hmm. Thanks for not laughing, by the way, wife.
it's a legit complaint.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
I
dad
gotta
jokes.
tell
They're
better
not supposed
jokes.
to be good.
And then we have Ross's lovely wife, Carrie, who's been on here a bunch. She's our most frequented guest on
Are you
the show.
going to stop spoiling our categories here?
Oh, fetch, that's true. You gotta come up with
I will think.
come up with another question. I'm sorry.
Like the third question he's spoiled for all of you.
I'm so sorry. Then we have, well, no wonder it's on my mind, right? Then we got my twins and my kid running around somewhere causing trouble. And then Leader Way in the background working hard. Anyway, there we go. Okay. Did that give you enough time, Emily, to come up with a buzzer?
Sort of.
Okay, I can only stall so much.
Make her go last.
Okay. No, this is Jeopardy. It's whoever buzzes in first.
Well, but I want to hear what their buzzers are.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, give me your buzzer.
Yeah, come up to my.
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds.
Nice.
That's good.
Very nice. And next we have Kelsey.
Let go of my hand!
Nice. Steven.
He's no good to me dead.
Very good.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
And Emily has decided upon...
No!
I love it. I love it.
Lindsay,
Okay.
participating? Yes? No?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Steven, you're our official fact checker. Why don't you start?
Pick a category.
Tech Terrors 100.
Tech Terrors for 100. Going with the easy questions. Yep. How many people does an ARC 170 seat?
He's no good to me dead. 3. 3 clones.
Well done, sir. Yes. Seats 3 clones or 7.5 Ewoks.
Exactly.
Yes. You can fit another half in if you're
Yeah.
if you're cool.
Yeah, in an emergency.
Yes.
Okay. Steven, what category would you like next?
Let's keep going down. Tech Terrors 200.
He's going for the easy points
No,
right off the bat.
Smart man.
What is the length of an Imperial class Star Destroyer? Steven, how do you not know this? We have this discussion regularly.
Even I know that.
Let go of my hand.
All right, come up. Come on up, Kelsey.
Let go of my hand. I want to say it's 3 football fields.
Which
Of the
would
Star
be...
Destroyer? I don't know.
Oh, actually, that's close. 3 football fields would be 100 meters, because a yard is basically a meter.
Roughly.
Roughly. No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. Anyone want to steal?
Almost 1,000.
Never tell me the odds. 1 kilometer?
No.
Ooh.
Incorrect.
Anyone else? I don't know if I
No?
can use that tune actually.
Yeah, but that one we won't get sued for.
This is my official cover of the Cantina
Oh,
song.
there we go.
It is
That's
fair
fair.
use.
Yeah, fair use. There we go.
All right.
No, 1,600 meters.
Ah,
Is
yeah,
the
of
official
course.
length.
Of course, everybody. How did we not know that?
1.6 kilometers.
Yes.
Kelsey was
Yeah.
closest.
No. Yeah.
This is not
No, 1
this is
kilometer.
not horseshoes or hand grenades.
Yep.
No, we don't give points for closest.
Yep.
So, Steven, still in your ballpark.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Ah.
Where is Jakku located? In the core, in the inner rim, in the mid rim, or in the outer rim?
He's not good to be dead.
Come on up.
Steven thinks he knows the answer.
The outer rim.
Incorrect. It feels like an outer rim.
Yeah, I
planet,
would have guessed
but
that
it's
too.
not. Yeah.
Never tell me the odds.
Come on up, Mark.
Mid-rim.
Mid rim is correct.
Well done,
In the
sir.
mid rim.
It was clearly gonna be in a galaxy far, far away.
I would have given some
We would
points for
give
that.
points for that.
I wouldn't give you full points, but I would definitely give you some points for that. That was fantastic. Okay.
Mark.
Mark, yeah, your choice, man.
Let's go adequate 200.
Ooh.
Adequate for 200. An adequate category. Sorry, I gave you guys the abbreviated category titles down there. For 200, you said?
Yes, you
All
did.
right. Finish, or fill in the blanks for this quote. I'm blank, and I'm blank.
Ah,
Oh, Steven got it.
I'm Kyler, I'm Chris, and I'm Ross.
There you go, buddy.
I was like, we should switch places real quick.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. We ended up sitting in the order that we always introduce ourselves anyway.
Is it a bad thing that I didn't know that?
We've done 40 episodes.
I know. But
Plus Nerf Nuggets.
honestly, he asked the question, and I went, where is that in Star Wars?
No. This is from our podcast category, Ross. Yeah. Okay, Steven. Still losing.
Star Wars 400.
Star Wars for 400. How many Star Wars films are currently planned for release?
He's no good to be dead.
Come on up, Steven.
1.
Incorrect.
Currently planned for release.
Films.
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 Yep.
Never tell me the odds.
Come on up.
3.
Incorrect.
Closer. Much closer. All right, Kelsey.
Let go of my hand. I want to say 5.
Ooh, even closer, but
Emily.
no.
Emily, you want to hazard a guess?
Do it.
Pick a number. That's fine. Come on up.
We've got 1, 3, 5.
They have
so-
narrowed down your options from infinity to infinity minus 3.
No, -5.
No, -3.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I would tell you where that puts your odds, but never.
We can't tell you the odds. Yeah.
Come on, come guess, come. All right.
Okay, it is actually 7 films. There's Episode 9, the Ryan Johnson trilogy, and the Weiss Benioff Game of Thrones trilogy.
The Game of Thrones trilogy. Yeah.
Yep.
that's Star Wars, Game of Thrones.
I
yeah.
want that so bad
Oh,
that I would watch that.
that was one
so
of my favorite
hard.
points in the episode 9 panel was when Stephen Colbert was like, "So we're gonna see another showdown between." He was talking to what's Finn's real name? Thank you, John Boyega. It's nice having people who know.
Yeah, I
things
know,
with us.
right?
It's Stephen Colbert is asking John Boyega questions, and he says, "All right, so you've beaten Captain Phasma, you've dealt with her twice. Are we going to get a third showdown yet?" And John Boyega, just shrugged and was like, and he's like, "Okay, but then hypothetically, could Finn beat Brienne of Tarth in a fight?" And John Boyega said, "Oh, absolutely not. No," which is the correct answer.
Yeah,
in
she
that.
would eat him alive.
She would so badly.
Yeah.
It would be horrible.
So, Steven, I think you were the last one to get points, right?
Midi-chlori wants 100.
Ooh.
How adequate is A More Civilized Podcast?
He's no good to be dead.
Come on up. That is actually. We're better than dead.
Very adequate.
That is correct.
Yes.
My correct answer says literally anything with adequate. So if you tried to flatter us by saying, "Oh, you guys are really great," no points. Okay. Oh, I gotta write down your points. I forgot. Yeah,
He's catching up.
I am. Okay. There we go. Still losing though.
Steven, next category.
I'll come 5 by 3 points Thursday.
I know. It was so irritating. Yeah, we played a game of Armada Thursday, and I think I tactically outperformed you, but Steven won by 3 bloody points. And his last 2 ships, his Star Destroyer had 1 hull point left, his Interdictor had 2 hit points left. I was this close! Oh, so angry.
Midichlorian, what's 200?
That's right.
There you go. No, it's true. You got to start off somewhat normal, and by the end, you're completely ridiculous. It gets worse every time. Okay.
That's our policy on this.
Yeah. Start off okay and nosedive from there. Okay. So, what color would Ross's lightsaber be if Ross had a lightsaber?
Oh, Steven.
Carrie, what? Do you not know the answer to this? Carrie.
Green. No, sir.
No,
Sorry.
that is so incorrect.
Good guess.
We're discussing what ones we get.
Anyone
in
else
Star
want to
Wars
guess?
Land, Galaxy's Edge.
There's only
There's
so many
only-
options here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's because of that.
Let go of my hands. Yeah.
Come on up, Kelsey.
Blue?
My answer, blue, obviously.
Wait.
Yeah, Carrie, come tell the story.
Okay, so you guys, I think, are both right because Ross had shared that when we go to Galaxy's Edge, he wants to get one of each.
When I played Jedi Academy and you could actually use 2 lightsabers, that's what I did.
But Ross, if you only
Sorry,
have
Ross, you
one,
can only get one.
you're going blue, Ross. Let's be real.
Well, he has to now because of the answer you go with.
It's true. It's official. That's fair.
Ross is very committed to making Kyler correct.
He's been that way for years.
Isn't that the Asakura?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So good.
I do like hers.
Anybody that dual wields lightsabers is just freaking cool. Okay. Kelsey, it's your board.
Midichlorian. What?
Yes.
300.
For 300.
I just always wanted to say that. So.
What color would my lightsaber be?
Never tell me the odds.
Ooh.
Never tell me the odds. Red.
So, yes, the answer is correct. I had green or red because green is my favorite color, but also, let's be real, it's red.
Yes.
I would have accepted green, but red. Yeah, I'm dark side all the way.
Pull that at home when he was making this. I was
Yeah.
like, no, green is not you. You are a Sith through.
Yeah, you should think, because I had just green on there, and then Christina caught me, and she's like, put red on there. Put red. Why is red not on there? And I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
I would have argued it.
Yeah.
Set up.
You would have been right.
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. It is Mark.
Let's go Star Wars 300.
Woo!
That's a good one.
What is the highest grossing Star Wars film?
Never tell me the odds.
Oh! That was so
Got your
close!
hand down first.
The Force Awakens.
That is correct,
Well
sir.
done, sir.
I know that because I've been checking it ever since Endgame came out.
Oh, I know. Sadly, there's no hope.
No, yeah, there's no Endgame. Okay, if you have not seen the numbers, Endgame made $1.4 billion in its first weekend.
Yeah, that's like the entire run of Force Awakens.
Yeah, that is as
it's-
much money of Rogue One as
Yeah.
Rogue One complete.
Yeah,
Like
it's...
in one weekend. It is horrifying. It is a record that will stand until Detective Pikachu comes out.
I'd like to slit my wrist now, please.
That's the last one.
It also doubled Infinity Wars opening.
Oh yeah,
Which
it's
is
astounding.
not like... That's so crazy. Man, it's such an obscene amount of money. They've got to be so pleased.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mark, again. Jeez, Mark is killing it. Man. Not even Emily, our hostage, who's been forced to listen to our episodes while trapped in Steven's car. I know how you listen. He's told me.
Okay, because I want a chance of saying this, Metachlorian.
There we go.
400.
Okay. How many of our episodes have you listened to?
39.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I will give you double points if you can get the answer as specifically as he has it written here.
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times have I, Kyler, slapped Ross on the show?
All right, come on up.
Never tell me the odds. 6.
We'll get there
Not-
sometime, maybe.
Not verbally slapping. No, that's incorrect.
sir.
Sorry.
Physically
Good
side
guess.
of the face.
Physical side.
Yep.
Never said.
Oh, I did. I remember listening to that episode, and I was like,
Hard to tell over the laughter.
yeah,
It is, that's
sometimes.
right.
I think we talked about it though.
We did talk about it.
Come on up, Kelsey.
Thinking about all the episodes where you guys get into fights.
Which ones do they not?
Let go of my hand. 4?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I wish.
Again, it's a number one. You can guess.
He's no good to me, Dad.
Come on up, Steven.
Once.
Good job,
That is
sir.
correct.
The
Do you
full
want to go
answer
for double
here-
points and try guessing what my full answer is?
I have no
That's
idea.
okay. That's
Okay.
okay.
Chris, you
400
want to
is
read
still
the?
Yes, this is one of the ones that made me laugh when I saw it. Once, for now.
Watching you, Ross.
I'm watching you too.
Thankfully, normally I don't sit between them.
That's
so
true. Yeah, that's true. I can't really hit him now.
We keep Kyler and I on opposite sides of the table.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Steven got that.
Yes,
Hey,
for 400.
Steven. You're still losing.
Moving on up.
Yeah, still losing.
Steven, next cat.
Midichlorian what? For 500.
You wanna, okay, that's 500. I need a much bigger.
Midichlorian what?
I'll accept it.
Fair enough. Oh shoot. Easy 500 points for Steven.
Oh, no. We've already been over this.
Okay,
we're
yeah.
Doing,
Chris
we're
is-
doing a different question.
Yeah, we're calling an audible here because we're only adequate. Sorry.
Yeah, so the original question here was, why did Kyler owe Ross nachos, which we've already discussed here. We're not going over that again. So, I had a question that okay. We have, I believe, gotten into this on the podcast only once. Otherwise, you're just guessing, sorry, but it's a 500-point question, so that's okay. Which of the three of us is the oldest? Double points if you can tell us by how much.
Oh, that's true. I think I know this.
I do.
I do. Okay, yeah, no, I know this. Okay, I had to think a minute.
Have we discussed this on the podcast?
I believe we did once. It might have gotten
It
cut.
might have been like the first episode.
So if you haven't been listening to our bonus material that doesn't exist, sorry. But if you can get, you've got a 1 in 3
You've got a
shot
1 in
here.
3 chance,
So I
yeah.
figure that's okay. You're probably not going to get the by how much, but
Never tell me.
I'm sorry. You've got a 1 in something chance.
1 in question mark.
Let go of my hand.
1 in 3,720. Kelsey.
You can do this.
Chris is the oldest. No. Oh,
Nope.
Afraid not. Good guess. Okay. Those odds have just improved by some
some of the odds?
unspecifiable
I think
amount.
it's 66%.
Well, technically,
because when like it's,
It went from 33 to 66,
yeah, crazy. Anyway,
Well, but no, now it's going to be 50% because that's our.
no, that's the wrong math. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's because I don't understand anything above basic math. But
Because it's
no,
all-
but
now
that's
it's 50-50,
no. See,
now
yeah,
50-50.
it's still 50-50 because we've already ruled out one of them.
Yeah.
With the Monty Python problem, it's
guessing
only
one.
you pick one and then you either have to stick with that or switch.
hey, didn't you
Okay.
hear our last episode? We're allowed
Yeah,
to
we
tangent.
tangent. Sorry, we're gonna make you stand there for just a moment, Mark.
It's Monty Hall, not Monty.
Monty,
Python.
thank you.
I was wondering
Monty
where a
Hall,
Monty Python came in with this.
Monty this, Monty that. Okay, the Monty Hall problem, right? If you've got 3 doors, you
man.
pick behind one,
Yeah.
and then they say, "Do you want to stick with
We're
that door?"
educational, Carrie. Don't complain.
You want to. You have a 1 in 3 chance, but if you choose not to stick with that door and you pick one of the others, your chance goes up to 66% because math is weird.
yeah.
But in this case, we have eliminated the first door, so it is a 50-50 chance. That's true. Mark,
It doesn't. We're on a
does
tangent.
that matter?
So I know my odds, even though I explicitly told them not to tell them to me.
We're trying to throw you off.
Welcome to a more civilized podcast where the questions are made up and
The odds
the
don't
answers
matter.
don't matter. The topics don't matter. Mark, go ahead.
That's accurate.
Never tell me the odds. Kyler's oldest.
Ooh, Rongo Bongo. All right, who can buzz the fastest? Do it. Come up and say his name. I'm giving you the points anyway.
That's okay.
Emily is on the
so,
board.
but here's a chance to get those points back. You won't get double, but you will get the points if you can guess by how much. By how much is Ross older?
I'm the youngest, by the way.
I am the middle here, and by how much is Ross older than me? You don't even have to come up to the mic. Just guess.
2 weeks.
Good guess. No. Good guess, Emily. One day.
One day.
Yep. Ross was born the day before me.
Yep.
Yep.
I knew that you guys had a really close birth, but I just couldn't
Yep.
remember.
And then Peter is when?
Peter is 2 days before.
2 days
Ross,
before Ross,
Yeah, we
Kyler, and he's just like, what?
Yeah. I was helping as best I could, okay?
And then Kyler, our youngin' here,
Yeah, I
is
know.
an entire 40 days younger than me.
Yep. Wow, you've taken the time to do the math?
I just, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it could be 40. Is it
31
40
days, 7 days from or 5 days, and then so actually, I was wrong. No, it's actually 38 days. My bad.
38 days. Wow.
Hey, let's talk
Okay.
about Star Wars.
Hey, we're back on track. I know. Did you even listen to our last show?
The category, yeah.
Our inception of tangents.
The category is about the podcast. We are the podcast.
We are the podcast. That's true.
I am the podcast.
Brand new buzzer.
There it is. Okay. Emily, by default, you were awarded 500 points.
Because everybody else lost.
Yeah, because, yeah. Yeah, so it's your pick.
Pick a category.
Do Star Wars cartoon.
Star Wars for 200. All right. We have talked about this a couple of times. When was Star Wars first released? I need the day, month, and year.
Uh-oh. You're committed now.
You are committed,
That's
by the
true.
way,
That's
Kelsey.
how Jeopardy works. That is both how Jeopardy and Jar-Jarpody
No,
work.
A New Hope. A New Hope. When did A New Hope hit theaters? You can go
Before
buy
it
a
was
ticket
even
and watch
called
it.
A New Hope.
Yeah.
When it was just Star Wars and it was all there was. Plus a book.
Let go of my hand. It was Thursday, May 25th, 1974.
I'm going to give it to you anyway because you got the day of the week
Yeah, the day
and
of the week.
date
I'd say
and the
give
month
200
correct.
points.
Okay.
Get another 100 points for the year.
Never tell the odds.
That was Stephen first. Yep.
Oh, I wasn't
That was
even
close.
looking. That was close, though.
Very close, yeah.
That was very. Mark finished his first. but
Dang,
Steven
you
started
remembered
his
the
first.
third? I didn't even remember that.
That was nice.
1977.
Yes, sir.
1977. Okay. All right, Kelsey, it's your board.
Oh, is it my board? Cool.
Yep.
Let's do A More Civilized Podcast, or AMCP.
A more civilized category.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I wrote it down. I wrote the abbreviation down.
Oh yeah,
wrong.
okay. AMCP then.
Yeah, a more civilized category. Yeah.
For 200.
For 200. Who won our villains bracket?
He's all gonna be dead.
Oh, quick draw, my friend.
That would be Darth Vader.
That would be Darth
Yes,
Vader.
sir.
You're correct. Okay, Steven, you're bored, my friend.
Listen to it.
I thought it was gonna be.
I am the villain. That's true.
Tech Terrors 300.
Steven will have a distinct advantage on this question. The TX-225 occupier tank was first seen in what film?
He's all gonna be dead.
Oh, Emily beats you!
Yeah.
Wow, out of nowhere. You fetching Han Solo'd his Greedo face.
It's not gonna help if I'm wrong, but I was pretty sure it was in Rogue One.
It is Rogue One, you're correct. Absolutely. Dang, when she knows, she knows.
Yes.
That was amazing.
She knows. She knows.
Oh, that's true. Holy crap. Well done. Okay.
Emily, you're bored.
It serves you right, Steven, for getting her into Legion. Now she knows.
We'll just go with Star Wars for 100. Paul cut off.
Okay. This one should be easy. It's only 100 points. List all live-action Star Wars films in their release order.
Oh my head.
That's a Kelsey.
I'm glad you were here because I couldn't tell.
That was close.
All live action films
Live action.
in order.
So basically that excludes the holiday special and the Clone Wars animated movie.
Okay.
What? I've never heard of it. What?
Okay, it
Go
was
ahead.
Star Wars, A New Hope, originally called Star Wars.
You
and
can
then
just give me the
later,
numbers if you
Nice.
want.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, either way.
I don't know.
If
Okay,
the numbers
you
are
do you.
easier,
You
that's
do you.
okay.
Whatever works. Yeah.
Well, I had to think about the title. So it's Star Wars, and it was called originally called Star Wars, and then it was renamed A New Hope when the other movies came out, and then Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Then we had Star Wars: The Phantom Menace,
Yep.
Star Wars: Attack of the Clones, which You Can Kill Me was my favorite when I was a child.
You liked it.
When you were a child. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ross is wrong. We know it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we had Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and then we had Rogue One. No.
Too late. Too late.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna defer to Lindsay here. Cool.
That was...
The tricky thing is it's hard to hear that H at the beginning of Stevens, and so
Yeah.
Okay. 4 New Hope. 5 Empire Strikes Back. 6 Return of the Jedi. 1 Phantom Menace. 2 Attack of the Clones. 3 Revenge of the Sith. 7 Force Awakens. Rogue One. Last Jedi. Then Solo.
Incorrect. Oh, yeah, that's true. I had 9 on my list because we know that it's
Oh, yeah,
release
but
order,
that's
but
not
that's
released
fair.
yet.
Okay.
That-
Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. Kelsey.
Because we can't be sure that some catastrophic event will not occur.
Yeah, that's true.
And it turns out we're getting the Benioff Weiss movies first.
Yeah, that would be really...
Tech terror stuff, so I'm like,
Okay, Steven.
Tech Terror is 400.
Did you give Steven his points?
I did, yeah. Okay, Steven may not be losing yet. Yeah, no, I think you finally pulled ahead. Okay. What is the name of the Super Star Destroyer that fought at Jakku and through which Rey flew the Falcon?
He's all good to me, Dad.
Alright.
Come on up.
The Ravager.
It is the Ravager! Easily the best Super Star Destroyer title for Armada. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna staple that card to my Super Star Destroyers, because dang.
All right.
Extra attacks, rerolls for days, put Krennic on there. Deadly. Oh, man.
Alright, Steven.
Tech Terror is 500.
Righto.
Okay. How many reactors power the Death Star's primary laser at full capacity?
which Death Star?
One. Death Star 1. That was a good question, by the way.
Come on up, Mark.
Yeah.
That would be 3.
Incorrect. I have mentioned this a couple times.
Will you repeat that?
How many reactors power the first Death Star's primary laser at full capacity?
He's no good to me, Dad.
Come on up, Steven. The nice part about not being
I think
part of
this
the
is a
trivia this
previous
time is that
trivia
I can
question.
pretend I already know these things.
I don't think it is. I don't remember having this question.
4.
Nope.
Technically, these don't have to have been mentioned on the podcast, though. It's still Star Wars.
That's true.
Yeah. Was it different for the 2 Death Stars?
I don't know. I just know for the first one what it is.
Come on up.
1?
Nope.
Emily, want to guess a number?
No, it's more than one because remember, Krennic says a single reactor ignition will be sufficient for the test. So there's at least one, and it's clearly not at full
there's
power.
At least 2, because otherwise
So-
you couldn't.
right,
there would
yeah.
be no meaning to a single reactor.
Yeah, that's true. So
Just throw out a number at us. 5,000.
it is no. No, it's 16. There are 16 individual laser guns that all focus to the one point to make the super beam, which is why when they they only fired one.
He's saying 3. Is it when he destroys Alderaan? You see 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, so the movies are okay. This is one of those weird gray areas. So in the movies, I'm not sure if there are 16 that you see firing at Alderaan, for example. But in all the tech specs or whatever, and in the books and stuff, it mentions that there are 16 reactors total. So yeah, it's a little gray area.
So in case 10 of them go out.
You can still nuke planets from orbit. Yeah. Why not have a backup and then 15 more backups, right? Or 14 more backups. I can do math. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so who? I think Steven, you got the last points, right? No, was it? Or was it?
None of us got that last.
Okay, no, but before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adequate 500.
Adequate for 500. An adequate category indeed. What are the 2 things Ross is in charge of in each episode? Hint. One of them happens at the beginning of each show, and one of them happens at the end of each show.
Let go of my hand.
I think Kelsey probably does know this.
So the first one is he's in charge of the news.
Yes.
And he's in charge of the May the Force. No, wait. No, that's
Properly
not
backtracked.
it. Hold on. Ugh. He's in charge of the news. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. And then he's in charge of saying, "May the Force be with you," and you two say
Not always. We switch it up.
We actually
Oh, you
switched
do?
it up, yeah.
Okay.
I will give you half points though because he is in charge of the news.
He's all good to me, Dad.
Come on up, Steven.
And in fairness, it has changed.
Yeah.
It started off doing something different. But
That's
We
started
didn't do
off
this
now.
originally.
Yeah.
So it's the news and then the shout outs.
Shout outs. That's the other half. I am going to give the board to Emily, to Kelsey.
Yep.
So,
Let's do adequate.
adequate for 300.
Ooh.
Who won our heroes bracket?
No.
Oh, Emily got it. Emily got it.
Emily did.
You go. You got it.
So, Ahsoka won.
Ahsoka Tano, you're correct.
She did indeed. Bonus 50 points. Who should have won?
Who should have won?
Kanan.
Yeah,
Kanan? Really?
Yeah, for me,
What do you guys think? Who should have won?
Let go of my hand. It came down to.
Well, no. According to what has been repeated on A More Civilized Podcast, who should have won?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, but who should
You
have?
guys, it came down to Yoda or Obi-Wan, did it not?
No, Ross wanted Luke to win, but I was not going to let that happen.
I lean towards Luke, but because the TV shows, there's more.
Yeah. I would have been fine with Luke winning, except it's really fun to poke Ross. So I didn't want that to happen.
You know what? And then Chris ruined this question as we were writing the questions. Kyler texted us all and was like, so who won the... Or reminded who won the hero
because I couldn't remember. I didn't want to listen.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait, did he? No, that's not right. I wouldn't have let that happen.
Chris had it ruined.
Yes, I did.
Chris made it better.
Ooh.
Stop.
I am not going to dispute that.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
I was just the judge in that case. You guys did that.
So Emily, that was your 300. So it's your board. Where are we going?
I'm just gonna do adequate for
Adequate for 100. Okay, I've switched this up because I realized the question I had there was ridiculously hard for 100 points. So, which Star Wars actor do I, Kyler, have a man crush on?
Never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds. Yep, that was...
Never tell me the odds. Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron.
Yep, that is correct.
Let's be honest. Everybody has a man crush on Poe Dameron.
And if they don't, they should.
Well, that's true. I will
What? Lindsay? You don't?
The male portion of the population has
on.
a man crush
We
on...
need to address
because
this.
women cannot have man crushes.
Lindsay, that's true. Is that your technicality for not having a man crush, or do you not find him attractive? And if so, why are you wrong?
I don't find him attractive.
What? Okay, explain why you're wrong.
Well, first of all, I'm not wrong. Second of all, I've never been that kind of a person who gosh, so and so.
Don't you just want to run your fingers through his hair, though? Oh my goodness, I do. Oh man, yeah. Boy.
Husband, ladies and gentlemen.
Christina's always very comfortable when this topic comes up.
I run my fingers through your hair occasionally. Okay. Wow. Wait. Okay, Lindsay,
Mark got that.
Yeah, I got
Go.
it. Okay. Wow.
Mark.
Let's close out adequate 400.
Adequate for 400. All right, here's the really hard one. As of today, May 4th, 2019.
As of this recording.
Yeah. How many regular episodes of this show have we done, and how many Nerf Nuggets?
So good to be there.
Even.
Okay, we'll do the episodes first, because if I get that wrong, we're so playing guessing with Nerf Nuggets. 41.
Incorrect.
Yep. Sit down.
Never tell me the odds.
Mark.
It's not cheating if I don't see it.
So regular episodes, that would be 40.
Correct.
And Nerf Nuggets, I believe 6.
Oh, so close.
Very close. Very close. We'll get
I'll give you half points.
Yep. Who wants the other half?
40 episodes. Thank you, Mark. 5 Nerf Nuggets.
Ooh, nope.
Nope.
Slightly less close.
Emily?
I was gonna guess that.
Hey, not cheating.
I didn't see it. It didn't happen.
We said you couldn't check your phone. We didn't say that other audience members.
Ah, you've got to poll the audience, right? That's a lifeline. We gave lifelines. You called Christina and she was no help.
So apparently it's been 40 episodes. Yay, thank you everyone. And 7 Nerf Nuggets.
Yes, that is correct.
Ah.
Emily. Okay. Mark, you're gonna get
That was
the point.
no. You moved that down here. That was worth 2.
Oh yeah, yep, that's right. Thank you, Chris.
That's what I'm here
for
for.
helping me be less
I like
adequate.
correcting people.
Okay, so yeah, Mark, where are we going? Another shoe.
No, yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
swapped
that's right.
those.
That's right. I swapped those because I'm an idiot.
No, that's not what we said. Nobody said that.
Nobody said that. Everybody's just thinking it. That's fair.
None of them are thinking it because they can't see this sheet that you've been
Yeah, that is
drawing lines
horribly-
across.
yeah.
And it's like, oh wait, yeah, this one got swapped here. And this. Steven, what are we doing? All right. Wait, no, Emily.
No, it's
Oh
Mark.
yeah, Mark
Mark
did
is
the first.
picking.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently I'm the idiot here.
That was by luck.
Okay, so it's a more civilized category.
Yep.
More civilized category, 500.
Woo.
See, now this
is
one we have discussed.
that I
Yeah, you
screwed
brought
up. Yeah.
So let's see.
Chris is gonna have to call an audible here.
Okay. Well, this is. All right. Yeah, this will do. All right. So we just discussed how many episodes we've released. Our initial run of episodes, our very first day, we posted a certain amount of episodes all at once. How many were there? Steven.
5.
Incorrect.
No, sir. Good guess.
Right? Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna double
First
check
tier
this before we
fans,
give any-
second tier fans, because you have to be fans. These are people who choose to listen to us. You guys don't have a choice.
I was gonna say my wife would disagree that they don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know, Christina. You're only listening to like what 4 episodes, and that's because I harassed you.
Although my wife has voluntarily listened to a few episodes, so
Really?
yeah,
What'd she think?
it's all right.
We're adequate.
Her problem was on Spotify. She was trying to listen on Spotify, so she couldn't get most of them because we had that hiccup.
Oh, that's right.
I just counted it. Just to
Yeah.
be sure. So, anyone else want to guess?
Never tell me the odds.
Mark.
Let's see, was that 9?
No.
You know what? We had 9 episodes and a Nerf nugget. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll grant that. That's technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Who can tell me where that quote is from? You are technically correct. The best kind of correct. Close. Futurama.
I was gonna say Futurama. Shoot.
I can't quote The Simpsons.
I was like,
but
I don't
quote
know this
Futurama.
quote. What does Chris really like that I haven't seen? Futurama, and then
So
you.
many things,
I
but-
know. That's fair. Okay, so Mark again.
All right. More civilized category, 400.
What is my Kyler's favorite Star Wars game from Fantasy Flight Games? Yeah, Steven knows this. Shoot. I was like, someone else is going to have to beat Steven, and then this will be a challenge. If Steven gets it, it's easy.
Armada.
That is correct. Actually, incorrect. The game is called Star Wars: Armada. All right.
It's really weird how they
Steven.
spelled out colon in that.
I know, right? I think they were going for Cologne. Okay.
All right, Steven.
I think a last question, right?
2 more.
Oh, yeah, 2 more. Yeah.
AMCP for 3.
All right. Only the hardcorest fans will know this. Hardest core fan? Is that? How does one superlative?
It would be the most hardcore.
The most hardcore. Darn it. I like hardcorest.
I like it too.
Or
I will
hardest
allow
core
it.
fans. Okay. When did we air our first episodes? That first batch of episodes, when did they drop? Wait, do you actually know this, Lindsay?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay. If they all fail, you get to come up.
Because I was bugging Ross about it forever.
Yeah, for weeks.
Yeah.
I was bugging Ross too, and I got outvoted. I wanted to just release them as soon as we had them done.
Yeah,
But
so Ross, yeah.
Ross.
Never tell me the odds. Don't know this for sure, but I have a guess, so I'm gonna go with it. That would be October the 12th.
I think we released an episode that day, but that's not our first one.
I don't think we did release an episode that day. Sorry. Good guess.
That's why I said it was a guess.
I want to see now.
Well, just doing the math from what the actual start date is. If we're doing weekly, it shouldn't have been.
Oh, I can't do math that fast.
So, it is not within a multiple of 7 of October 12th. It narrows it down.
Oh, it was really close though.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Please don't get to me dead.
I think we can give partial points for like months.
I'll give partial points if they get the month. Whoa, and my year is wrong on my official answer sheet. What am I, an idiot? Okay.
Steven.
October 7th.
Nope.
Good guess, sir.
Very
Anyone
good
else?
guess. I'll give you a hint. It was not October.
Okay, so I thought Marcus. So I told my phone out. I'm just cheating.
Well, if you hadn't told us, you'd have been fine.
I told you if I don't see it, it's not cheating.
Everybody knows it's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Ross is
All
sitting
right,
over
well,
here like, I'm not feeling
now
good with
Kelsey
these
knows for sure. Let's see if Lindsay actually knows.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it is September 26th.
That is correct.
people. Gold star for
September
Lindsay.
26th, we released our first episode, and I downloaded it, and I think that was it. And then, okay, last
I mean,
question
we really like tangents. It's a lot of fun
is
to tangent.
a more civilized category for 100.
Yeah, he's
So,
too focused once he gets in there.
should be an easy one, particularly if you've listened to the last couple episodes. What company do Kyler, Chris, and Ross very correctly hate?
I heard never tell me the odds first.
Okay.
I want the whole 4 of us to do that.
So to finish the question, what company do Kyler, Chris, and Ross hate?
Rightly hate.
Rightly hate would be EA.
That is correct.
Yes.
We need to do a whole episode on just that.
EA is the
Oh, it
worst.
would be such a downer of an episode, though.
It would be. Okay, so back to my tangent from which I was so woefully,
tangented. I mean, come on.
rudely brought back online.
Hey, But now people can turn the episode off if they want to.
So our first month, September, and by first month, it still counts as September, but it was really 4 days. Or 5 days, I guess. 6, 7, 8, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 5 days. We had 160 downloads in September, which was kind of cool. Then October, we had 288 downloads, which is a pretty significant increase. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm like, okay, but it's hard to tell like what the arc is going to be because September was so weird because we only had 4 days. Then depression hit. 157 downloads for all of November. Sad day. I know, right? We did.
We didn't really have any expectations, so it was just
That's
like,
true.
oh, well,
it was so weird.
whatever.
But I was like, I did have some expectations because I'm like 280. I'm like, I want us to kind of like stay like if we're gonna plateau maybe sure, but then it didn't happen. Oh yeah, go ahead and tally while I go through this. And then December we had 319, so above where we were at in October. Then January was slightly better at 330 downloads. And then, I don't know what got in the water in February, 427 downloads. Then in March, we dipped down a little bit, which made me sad because I only like to see us go up with 387, which was still our second best month ever. And then last month, we finished at 477 downloads. So I don't know where all of you are at that are listening, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been nice. We have
awesome.
had listeners all over the place. We've had, I believe, 30 states thus far, good chunks of Canada. We've had Mexico and Australia, Bulgaria.
Yeah, so
Italy.
Yeah, Bulgaria. I was so confused. So Mike and Lindsay went on vacation to Bulgaria, and then I wake up one day and there are 4 downloads in Bulgaria. I'm like, who accidentally clicked on our podcast and like couldn't get off the website? What's going on? And then found out it was them, which made me happy. Australia got downloads because I have a historian friend who's Australian. And he's also as big a nerd as I am, and so I harassed him until he listened.
Is he as big, though?
He is. He is as big a nerd as I am. We've just branched out in different varieties, different branches of nerddom.
Right.
But no, this is a dude who built an accurate Greek wooden hoopla shield for his PhD thesis on ancient warfare. And then put it through its paces. Like, this dude is full-on nerd.
That's pretty cool.
Alan, he's a good guy.
I'm going to bring us back to the competition real quick. Final tallies. Our winner with 2,250 points is Steven.
Steven, come up and get a prize, my friend.
First pick of the prizes.
And remember, there are posters also.
Yeah, we know what he wants.
Yeah, Oh, really? Yeah, I bet you do.
This is what I expect you to go for. Don't forget that.
Yeah, the gift card. But if you want the pop, do it.
Go on, yeah, pop. All right.
Pop.
Second place with, I have to redo the math because I've already forgotten, with 2,000 points, even, it's Mark. Mark, would that come up, pick yourself out something nice?
Attaboy, good choice.
I was hoping to win that, but... In third place with 1,300 points, Emily.
Dang! She got lucky with that first 500 point that she snagged.
Yeah.
That was good.
Not really sure how that happened, but I can't complain.
So there's the patch. There's a cool Armada one. I know Steven's... Well, you're not getting into Armada. You're doing Legion, huh?
Yeah, correct.
That's right. Now, what faction are you doing in Legion?
I want the clones to come
You're
out.
doing the clones. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. So I can't buy
while
your
she's deciding,
extra
Kelsey, come
Grievous
on
off
up.
of you.
650.
Hey, it's the efforts that count.
It is.
We've got more than one.
We have more than one of those, so you can...
Of course you will.
You defile it with our signatures? Is there anyone in particular you want me to sign over or under or where? I mean, it's like Hollywood Squares. You can tell me where.
you are clearly Lando. You're just picture.
I thought about this. I was like, we should sign the one that we're most like because, Chris, let's be real.
I was going to say, I'd be Woody.
I want to see, sign who you think you're most like. Not who I think you're most like, but who you think you're most like. She has her own opinions on that.
Who I think I'm most like.
Tyler is clearly L3, let's be honest.
What is this, opposite day?
Y'all missed a great look right there. That was worthy of Ross. That was...
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's true. It does. Now you can see what I won with. Oh, man. Yeah, for those who may have forgotten that story, the most lawful character in there. That's true. Oh, man.
There you are.
There you go.
A vandalized poster of your very own.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Dang it, I still can't get rid of this freaking nebulon. Oh my heavens.
We could do like bonus questions, see if anyone wants to pick something.
We should. Oh, you know what? Let's another audible here because we've got plenty of time. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Okay, great. Do you guys have any questions for us about the podcast, about Star Wars, about us personally, like whatever? Yeah, we're not that interesting.
If we get at least one question, we can probably tangent off that for a good 10 minutes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because if there's anybody that can tangent, it's the three of us.
It's mostly you and me, let's be honest.
That's true. Ross tries futilely to rein us in.
I do have a question for Chris, but I'm not sure how long the answer is going to be. Because it is one of his
If
favorite
it's
topics.
big enough, then we'll just spin it off into something else.
Okay.
Come up here.
Okay, so my question for Chris, a little bit of a two-part question.
Okay.
But
I'll answer the second part.
who is your favorite villain in Star Wars, and who is your favorite villain ever
in general.
any form of genre?
I am so excited to hear the second part of that question.
Okay. Man, villains.
Because that's a lot. That's Chris's forte.
I love
I've listened to
villains.
that episode a couple times.
It's good, isn't it?
Just to hear your breakdown of the
Thank
anatomy
you.
of a villain.
I actually did also go back and listen to that episode
I've
more
been
than
meaning
once.
to because I was like, man, that was
It's
really good,
so
and I
good.
made about half of that up on the spot. So,
This guy, ladies and gentlemen, right here. This is why we work.
all right, I'm gonna pull this over. All right, so villains. Man. Okay, so in Star Wars, I'm a big Palpatine fan. Vader is wonderful, and he deserved to win the bracket, especially when it's a combat-oriented thing like that. But Vader in the end isn't quite a villain, you know. He gets his redemption at the end, and so it's not quite the villain. And Palpatine, I love a good schemer, you know. I love that Palpatine's whole goal is to tear other people down and make them fall to the dark side. And for me, a lot of the best villains, that's how they're oriented. Is I want to make you worse. I want to bring you down to my level. And so I'm a big fan of Palpatine. Especially once that's one of the few things that I'm like, yeah, the prequels did this solidly, is his villain arc and how he behaves in there. It's one of the best parts of that trilogy. Of any villains anywhere, that'd be the Joker.
I knew it.
In particular,
Listening to your reasons why, I was like, he's going to say the Joker.
In particular, Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger's Joker, as much as I love Mark Hamill. And
Well, because I think the Joker actually has a line similar to your explanation, where he's like, "I'm tearing everybody down. Why don't you come on down here to my level?" Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wow.
And that's one of the things with that movie is after Batman Begins, I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to see from the Joker, and The Dark Knight hit so many of them so much more closely than I ever expected, and far better than I had imagined. That I was just floored. So Heath Ledger's Joker in the Christopher Nolan movies, I think may just be the greatest villain of all time. Anywhere.
it's really pretty good.
Yeah. Some men
hard
just
to
want to
argue
watch
with.
the world burn.
It's so good.
Love it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Great question, Mark. Really well done.
Any other questions?
What?
Lindsay, come on up here.
Oh boy. I'm on the spot now.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Okay, so I remember seeing a program once about how J.R. Tolkien had kind of not had his characters based off of, but inspired by real characters in like English medieval history. So have you ever been watching Star Wars and thought, oh, that reminds me of so and so in history or whatever?
Yes. Great question. So I'm really glad because now I get to nerd out into my other nerdy area. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forget you're a historian as well. So, J.R.R. Tolkien, for those who don't know, he was a medieval historian.
Okay, let's branch out just a sec. J.R.R. Tolkien, for those of you who don't know, wrote the Lord of the Rings movie.
Small trilogy.
Wrote the Lord of the
some
Rings
you might have heard
movies,
of it.
which were later adapted into some popular books. And
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Tolkien was a medieval historian, specifically a linguist, studying medieval languages, like Old Norse and stuff like that. And his influence on medieval history is so great that at the world's largest medieval conference, which is held every year at Western Michigan University, where I attended school for my master's degree, there are multiple panels, like probably a dozen panels devoted specifically to Tolkien, like related things. I mean, so he's huge. And of course, being a medieval historian, he absolutely had a lot of knowledge to pull for inspiration for his characters and things like that. And of course, his service in World War I was also a big inspiration. There's a really interesting movie coming out. It might already actually be out. Yeah, called Tolkien, about that journey. I'm way excited to see it. And George Lucas did pull as well. Palpatine, of course, is Hitler. But there have been a lot of other things, though, where I will be watching Star Wars, and I'm like, that's kind of like this. I mean, there's even, like, the Republic. There's strong comparisons to the ancient Roman Empire. A lot of the problems facing the end of the Republic were facing the Roman Empire, primarily Sith Lords infiltrating and taking over.
Major problem.
No, but there were, like, the end of the Roman Empire was filled with highly ambitious men who were willing to kill their way to power. I mean, and or manipulate their way to power, so there's that. High inflation, which is mentioned, I believe, in episode 1, was a problem. Then, of course, civil wars internally left them unable to defend themselves from external threats, which is kind of what we're hinting at in Timothy Zahn's books, both old and new, that there's this whatever unknown threat in the unknown regions that's going to come and tear apart the galaxy. The Yuuzhan Vong is what it is in the old EU, but in the new EU, it's the Grisk, maybe, or something else, or something, some sort of something. Maybe we'll find out more in July when his book comes out. I don't know. So there are similarities. I'm having trouble thinking of more off the top of my head, but if I sat down and watched, I could be like, oh, this is that. So, but great question. Love talking about history.
Wasn't there in one episode comparing, obviously George Lucas had a lot of inspiration from World War II?
Yeah, as far as like cinematography go, and especially the original trilogy's dogfighting between like X-Wings and TIE Fighters and stuff is like straight up shot for shot from World War II footage that Lucas just adapted to there's one where they're going in for a Death Star, like 3 TIE Fighters are banking in unison to go dive into the trench and like take on the X-Wings and Y-Wings that are bombing. And on this very DVD that I have brought somewhere, wherever it was, the special features, it shows the side-by-side footage of German Stuka bombers diving in before World War II. I believe that footage is actually from the German invasion of Spain. But it shows them banking at the exact same angle as the ties. So George Lucas literally was just like, put the ties up there and then do this. Okay, now turn them again, now turn them again. Okay, now they're diving down. Okay, there you go, frame is done, here we go. So there is visually those kinds of things, but as far as like characters go, I'd have to watch more or watch it again to sort of refresh different things. But yeah, awesome.
Anyone else have questions?
Kelsey, you're burning. You're burning inside, I can tell. You've got questions. Do you have a question for Carrie?
No. A world of possibilities.
I know, right?
You don't have to have one.
You have all the questions in your head, and you get there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Were we less adequate, I would have told you all to prepare questions
we
for
can
this.
Absolutely pause for a moment and let
Oh,
people
that's
think.
true. We can. We have the power of editing in our fingers. Well, in Ross's fingers. Right there. Magic fingers! That's true. As Ross reminds me on a weekly basis that he has unlimited power to make me not say things.
So, y'all can eat. I have a huge book. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, okay.
You're a huge pistachio fan? Get out.
It's good. Stay.
So, I'm a Raylo shipper. Real hard. And so, alright, my first question is, are you guys going to do an episode on that?
Yes.
We actually...
I was going to ask, what do you guys think of it? But if you're going to do an episode on it, then...
If we do it, we're going to do it. We have an episode, and I'm bringing my sister on to discuss Raylo.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew the episode, but I didn't know your sister was coming on. That's going to be exciting.
My sister, all her friends are Raylo shippers. She wasn't until she listened to them and was kind of like, well, you make some fair points.
And you guys,
It's going to end just like Zutara.
It's that one, right?
That's the one we were going to discuss it in.
The episode title, guys, is so fantastic for that episode. I came up with it during our Valentine's episode. It struck me like a bolt of inspiration. I'm so happy. I can't wait for you guys to see that
Just
title.
struck my brain.
The title
yes,
is so good.
We will be
Ugh.
discussing Raylo in a
Yeah.
future episode.
And not too far distant.
No, not too far.
Yeah, that one is gonna be probably around our anniversary.
Our list of episodes has gotten pretty thinned down. Most of what's on there is pretty soon. So
Yeah, well, that one is in our to be assigned a
That's
date,
right, that's
but
so
yeah,
any
it's
other
gonna be good.
questions then?
It's gonna be good. Just wait.
We'll hold on to the Raylo for now. For now.
The short version, I guess we can give short versions though.
Yeah, we can do short versions.
My short version is, I'm not real. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I do have another question. I want to know what is your guys' process to come up with ideas to talk about on the podcast? Like, how do you come up with your topics and
The
stuff
famous
like that?
old "Where do you get your ideas?" question.
Excluding if people pitch them on the Facebook page.
That is definitely one good way to do it.
Because obviously people are getting on the Facebook page and I don't have a Twitter, but people are getting on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and however they can contact you saying, hey, you guys should talk about this. So obviously there's coming from there. I want to know just any of the raw material that's come out of this.
Okay, where do we get our ideas?
Often, somebody will say something on the show.
Yeah, you've heard us a couple times where we're just sitting there and all of a sudden
that's a future episode.
Let's spin that off.
We'll literally I'll write it down on a piece of paper or type it into my phone or send Christina a text because she's my secretary and I'm just remind me to write this down later.
We'll just be discussing something and go, wait, we could do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, a lot of that's true. Before the show, sometimes we'll get talking. Actually, the villains episode. That's how that started. Ross and I were talking because we were we kind of talk about villains, what makes a good villain. We're but we'd only have 10 minutes to talk about. There's not enough material. And then before we started recording one night, Ross and I started talking, and our back and forth, we started building on our own arguments and stuff. And then before we knew it, a half an hour went by, and Chris wasn't even there yet.
Yeah,
I was really late.
And so we were holy crap, we need to stop talking. That's we know now that there's plenty enough for an episode here. Just remember what we said, refresh Chris as soon as he gets here, the main talking points of our episode, so that we can get it down, get it in our heads, and then we'll re-record that for another time, so sometimes that happens where just whatever we're talking about randomly sort of morphs into an episode.
Well, and
specifically the couples thing, or that came out of our Valentine's episode. I had a brilliant idea in the middle of our Valentine's episode that I think got cut out because I started freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I have an idea for another episode, and they were both just calm down. And so then I wrote it down and put it in our list.
We do that from time to time.
Yeah. So Kyler's been talking about doing this for a long time. Well, a couple years before we ever actually started doing it. And so
that was going to be one of my potential questions was whose idea was this podcast, but I felt that was kind of obvious.
Yeah. And so when he starts talking about doing a podcast, you start to think, this would be kind of fun to talk about. You kind of have a couple of ideas in mind, over the time that he's been talking about it. But we had also been Star Wars fans long enough that there are lots of different aspects of Star Wars to talk about, how it applies to popular culture, things you can learn from it. So there's just a huge trove of things to talk about with Star Wars that we just kind of come up with stuff on the fly. Our first actual planning session, I guess is what we could call it, when we first got in and started asking ourselves what we wanted to talk about.
Hours and
we had
ideas.
We had a good 25 ideas, and it took us a half hour. So
we had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of times, somebody will have an idea, and then one of us will ask a clarifying question, and then they'll be well, I thought it meant I was going to take it this way, and I'm oh well, because when you said that, I was thinking of this other thing, and we'll be oh well, we could actually do 2 episodes on that. We'll do 1 episode this way, 1 episode that way.
90% of the episodes that I pitch that we end up doing are constructed wholly out of responses to stupid arguments I see online against The Last Jedi.
Which have been pretty fun.
I'll just have times where my sister comes to me and is just look at this, and I'll be that's ridiculous. Okay, we're talking about this on the podcast. And not even that I plan an episode. Just
What was that one that we had to move up that you were I am dying to
we've
talk
done that
about this?
3 times where I get it in my head, and it just keeps repeating until I'm I gotta get this out. We're doing the episode, and it was the Mary Sue episode.
The Mary Sue, that's the one I was thinking of most recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Where we were we're gonna do the Mary Sue episode, Chris. It's on the schedule for this day.
Yeah, that's fine, but then it just kept getting in my head so much that I was move it up. I gotta do this.
Yep. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
And by the way, we are dead serious. Like, if you guys do have ideas for episodes, please let us know. Like,
those episodes of Benedict pitched. Those are
those are going to be fun. And Lindsay, I've said this before, we're getting there, okay? We're getting there. It's on the schedule. You're going to particularly like it because I think we're going to roll the origins of the Force and stuff in with my medievalism nonsense. So it's going to be fun. I've got some.
We also have a lot of
cooking.
topics that are just sitting around waiting for me to actually consume enough of Star Wars media that I can also discuss it with these guys.
Yeah, that's why there's been a distinct lack of
behind.
Clone Wars so far. As I'm like, Chris, have you seen this episode
Working
yet?
on it.
No. Oh, okay, all right. Because like I'm dying to talk about like the Malevolence. I want to talk about Umbara and Ponkrell.
Yeah.
I want to talk about all kinds of stuff, and you just haven't got there yet.
Yep.
So
I need to do those. I need to read the Aftermath books now so that we can see. We'll do an episode discussing those.
gag me.
Well, assuming I disagree with you, and if I don't, then we'll just say, well, yep, those are bad.
Oh,
Nerf Nugget. Well, we don't like Chuck Wendig's Aftermath trilogy. Thanks for joining us.
I can't wait for that Nerf Nugget. It's gonna happen.
It might.
Conversely, I'd love to actually be convinced that they're good because I hate not liking Star Wars. Whatever it is, like
I'm working on it.
stop it. That will never happen.
I think we should put it together.
No, that was
That was a lot. I know.
It's just like, I hate not liking Star Wars. I want to be convinced. I'm working on it. No.
I'm stubborn. Okay, just whatever. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Questions? Statements? Broad observations? Criticisms?
You guys did do an episode on droids, but I'd like to see a droids bracket. I also want to put down a bet on who would win, because we have recently been watching Rebels, and Chopper is a murderous droid.
Is. Yeah.
Like, I know he's short and has shorter arms and whatnot, but he'd probably find some way to even kill, like, K2SO.
He wields blasters.
Yeah. And he pushes other droids, like, out of planes.
Yeah.
Like, he's evil.
Yeah,
that was my first thought.
Giggles when a box of thermal detonators is right in front of him.
We do have a droids bracket coming up. We were gonna do a ship bracket, but we changed it to a tier show because it was kind of hard to determine, like what qualities would you pitch them against to decide who advances.
Well, and how would you put a capital ship against a personal fighter? And
that's why we're doing. Well, we're doing this first ship bracket. We're gonna do tier show is gonna be just like starfighters. Basically, think FFG's X-wing. If it's not a huge game, or if it's not for epic play in X-wing, then it's gonna be in this bracket. So things multi-crew or multi-person cruise ships like the Ghost, for instance, or the Millennium Falcon would still count, even though they're not technically single-seat fighters. But that's coming up soon. But yeah, droids, we are going to do a droid episode. Or a droid bracket episode. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. We have a pitch show coming up, which we've never done before. A pitch show where we pitch our own ideas for
from whom we lifted 90% of our
format. Yep.
And by we, I mean Kyler, because he's the one who knew what he was doing. They do these episodes called pitch episodes where they pitch ideas for movies. And so Kyler wanted to do some pitches for Star Wars movies.
Yep.
And
so we're going to do our own pitches for a trilogy. Each of us will come up with our own idea for a trilogy and give the pitch. So that'll be fun. We're going to do an episode, I'm so excited, on David Prowse, the man behind the mask in Vader, the guy who filled the bodysuit. Because his story is amazing. It is so cool. So we're going to do that. We've got another trivia show coming up pretty soon. Yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. I'm excited. And then after Timothy Zahn's book comes out to finish this new Thrawn trilogy, we're going to do Thrawn versus Thrawn. Yeah. Old EU versus new EU stuff. So that'll be good.
Refresh my
because I never read the old ones, so it's going to be me providing the new information and these guys trying to remember.
I've only read the old ones.
Yeah.
So we're doing the new ones.
Oh yeah, and you're doing the new ones too. And you read the old ones, didn't you? Yeah, so you'll be a good middle ground. See, there you go. That's how we work out this episode. Wait, I've got this, you've got this, Ross overlaps. Okay, great. Oh, Ross has this, I have this, Chris overlaps. That's a lot of how we decide who's going to say what, because this show is scripted. Just kidding.
Obviously, this has all been scripted everywhere.
It wouldn't be nearly this bad. Any other questions? Do it.
Emily.
Come on, Emily. And then I have a question for you.
Okay, so for the villains bracket, do you remember who Darth Maul lost against? We were trying to remember if it was Boba Fett or...
Give me a moment.
Is it in the thing? Do we have?
I'm pretty sure.
So I'm real bad about updating stuff sometimes. So when we have our initial bracket, a lot of times we just write on it on the paper and I forget to update it electronically for our own archives. But sometimes I remember, so who knows?
At the very least, we ought to be able to
see who he...
reconstruct it.
Oh, we could do it. Yeah, a rehash. No. While you're looking that up, though, Emily,
Yeah.
how long did Steven forcibly trap you in his car listening to us before you decided you wanted to voluntarily listen to us?
It wasn't very long. It was probably it was really probably 2 episodes. First episode, I'm like, yeah, no, these guys are pretty cool. Second episode, nah, I really like these guys. These guys are cool. So
You hear that, Ross? Second time's the
Oh,
charm.
yeah, I do remember. Maul made it. He beat out Krennic because.
Yeah, of course he did.
He beat out Pre-Vizsla, and then he.
Oh, that one was a tough fight, though.
Yeah,
I remember.
he beat out. I can't remember if it was Boba Fett or Garsax. I think it was Boba Fett. Beat out Boba Fett, and then he lost to Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, of course he
Because we've seen that. Yeah.
did. Yep.
So
Yeah, I
guess
think that was the argument.
Since
Yeah.
he lost to Palpatine, so way he would have won. I forgot who he lost to, but if he lost to literally anybody else with the crazy spider body he had, and that when they first found him in Clone Wars, would that have helped?
Didn't you bring up the spider body? Because when I was picturing Maul in this fight, I was picturing Maul at like the height of his power. So like season 5 Clone Wars, the big tall metal legs that made him like a head taller than everybody else. You know, he was all like imbued with his dark magic, whatever.
Darth Maul's pumps that he wore.
Probably would have hindered. Because part of that bracket was actual like combat fighting prowess.
Yeah.
Darth Maul's fighting style is very acrobatic, and it'd be real tough to get that spider body around.
Yeah.
What he likes to do.
Yeah, and yeah, the spider body was
He
not
could do different things, but it still wouldn't be quite the same. So I would think he wouldn't do it as well.
Could he shoot cables out of his bum to tie up his enemies? That's what I want to know.
Spider Maul.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thought I'm having with that too is that when he was like in his spider body, he was mentally gone. I mean, he was just, every brain cell in his brain was just shot.
Yeah, he was fried.
And he kind of gained back some of his sanity once Savage found him and was like, dude, let's get you fixed up.
Yeah, because it was Mother Talzin's magic that sort of like sucked the crazy out of him.
So I think if he had gone into like a murderous rage with the spider legs,
And that's where I would go in the argument is like, well, you don't have to be crazy to go self-defense. And if somebody's attacking you and you're extra crazy, well, you know, maybe.
But I think it depends on what you want to put it at. Is like,
is he in control of his faculties and he just happens to be part robot spider, or is he like sucked out of that episode full on crazy with part spider?
I would
robot
argue
body?
that he does get sucked out.
And that
also,
would be my thing too. I would have probably just said, "Okay, Darth Maul as he appears in that episode, pull him out, put him in the bracket, put him in the arena."
Yeah.
So I think he still would have lost. It would have been a different and maybe more interesting fight because, I mean, part robot spider, that's pretty cool. But
that does always help.
But I think the insanity, I think he wouldn't have been able to outthink whoever his opponent was, and that would have been a critical
Especially
part of it,
Palpatine,
you know? Yeah, I mean, because he got found out and sort of subdued, I don't want to say defeated, but subdued by Savage, who himself isn't particularly bright, you know, and I don't know.
Well, he wasn't even well trained at that.
Yeah, he wasn't well trained either, so... I think he kind of was more getting by when he just had that body. So, yeah. There we go. Okay. I forgot I was going to ask you guys questions earlier. So, because we didn't write down an episode set list for today. So, all right. I have questions for all of you because you're all technically guests on the show now. So, let's do this one at a time. What do you think? All right, Mark, come on up. Yep. So, guest Mark Burdett. Which Star Wars movie is your favorite? There are only a couple of wrong answers and then a lot of good ones. So,
right. I'm gonna have to go with The Empire Strikes Back.
Good choice.
It's one of the ones I was raised with as a very young child.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when the prequels first started coming out, but I was still young seeing those. However, I like the simplicity of the original trilogy.
Much cleaner.
Yeah. All right, which movie is worse? Episode 1 or episode 2? Which movie is worse?
I was heavily torn.
Are we keeping track, Chris?
Might as well.
I was heavily torn listening to that episode. I think ultimately, for the sake of the story, episode 1 is worse because 2 puts Anakin on the path to Vader, which really is what the story is Anakin's path to Vader.
All right. Was Rogue One good? Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay.
I did not care for Rogue One, personally.
Last Jedi. Yes or no? Good.
There are so many adjectives to put to The Last Jedi, and I would say visually it was amazing. Acting, it was very well done. I did not care for a lot of the choices in the story. After listening to the episode on it, Chris made some very strong arguments that have me all kinds of jumbled up in my mind.
I know, right?
As far as my feelings towards
You
The
can
Last
feel him
Jedi.
pulling you to the light. Don't do it.
But like I said on Facebook, it was one of the most cohesive arguments in behalf of The Last Jedi. Everyone else I
agree.
talked to
Absolutely agree.
didn't have anything strong that would convince me. So
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. That's it. Come on up, Kelsey.
Same
Your
set
time
of
to shine.
questions. Go.
Yep. You have to remember all of them. I'm not repeating. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, bother. Okay.
Her favorite Star Wars movie is Jim
Winnie the
Cummings
Pooh.
reading.
Oh.
It's Jim Cummings reading Darth Vader's lines at
It's so
Comic-Con.
good. Oh, bother.
Okay.
It is.
Can I do like out of the prequels, out of the originals, and out of the sequels?
Sure.
Okay. So out of the prequels, I hate to say it, but my favorite is still Episode 2. Out of the trilogy,
I guess that answers this.
out of the trilogy, my favorite is Return of the Jedi. For some reason, that was the one I grew up on the most. I grew up on the tape, and it had bad sound recording. And I was actually,
Yep.
it was about a year ago. I was really sick one night, and I thought I'm gonna watch Return of the Jedi, and I downloaded it on Amazon. What I didn't realize was I downloaded the 2004 remastered, and I watched it, and I was like, what is this? This is the most horrible thing I've ever seen. I was so sad. And then out of the sequels,
The Disney movies.
Yeah.
I still love Force Awakens.
Force Awakens is
It's
good.
just
Good
solid.
choice.
Last Jedi is much more aesthetically pleasing, I think. It's a very beautiful film,
is pretty.
cinematographically.
Cinematographically.
Cinematographically?
Cinematographically?
Cinematography. Yeah.
The
Visually speaking.
cinematography is better. There we
Yeah.
go. Okay.
And then, which is worse, 1 or 2?
One, I believe, from your
One,
context. And
yeah.
2.
And then Rogue One, good?
I
No.
love that movie. I love it.
There we go.
I love Jyn, and I love the story. I thought the movie itself, just as an isolated movie, was very well done. It has the beginning, it has the problem, it's got the characters, it's got a solid ending. I'm also a massive Diego Luna fan, so I was very
you and Christina.
very pleased the entire time I watched that in theaters.
And then Last Jedi, yes, no?
I love it for specific reasons. I will agree that the writing and the dialogue is a little it can be a little difficult to get through. I thought the Rose and Finn adventure was really fun. Totally unnecessary, but really, really fun. They're riding on those animals and the casino and the special effects. That was really fun. I'm a Reylo shipper.
Friends.
That's okay. You're still friends with 2/3 of the podcast.
Okay, good
She
to know.
also threatened me with pistachio ice cream
I did.
on Facebook.
I threatened him with
so.
pistachio ice cream and pistachio Oreos.
That's the main reason we're friends.
Yeah.
And I will say on the podcast, I am a Reylo shipper, and that is the movie where Reylo starts to really blossom,
That's
for lack
true.
of a
Before
better
Last
word.
Jedi came out, it was like, you bunch of crazies, go sit down. After Last Jedi, it's like, well...
I don't know what to think.
And
Ugh.
I have very specific reasons, not just because Adam Driver is pretty, although I think he is very pretty.
is.
So that's why I like the movie, and I love when Holdo, that's
Yeah.
her name, Holdo hyper drives the ship into the ship,
Hyperspace ram.
and it explodes, and it's pretty, and yeah,
Legit.
so that's why I like it.
Well, there you go. All right, Steven, come on up. Hello, our official fact checker.
Our unofficial opinion.
Yep. All right, favorite Star Wars movie?
Rogue One.
Nice.
Alright.
Which movie's worse, 1 or 2?
1.
There you go.
Clones, man. Clones.
I know, right? All right. Was Rogue One good? Obviously,
yes,
it's your favorite. So, Last Jedi?
So, back to Rogue
Oh.
One, though. I just love Empire vs. Rebels, and when they
Yeah.
went back and did it just with the new tech and everything, like, yeah, it's part of
So,
it.
Civil War era is your favorite then?
Yes, it's my favorite. Going back and watching Clone Wars, the show is like, okay, clones and droids are cool, but Civil War is still my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So that's part, like, it's just Rogue One gets that for me. So.
And I'm just the opposite. For me, Clone Wars, that is my all-time favorite era. And I look at the Galactic Civil War, and I'm like, it's cool, but I'd rather watch clones kill droids. Or each other. So good. Okay, and then Last Jedi. Good or not?
Put it this way, I do not hate it, and I definitely do not hate it anywhere near as much as you do, Tyler. Definitely not.
That would be tricky.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't love it. Like, I like it, it's good, but there's things about it that I don't like, and I don't like it enough that it will never, like, be my favorite.
And to Chris's credit, I believe you told me once that, like, after that episode where Chris defended it, you liked it.
Yeah, it was. I had the similar
Well
accent
done,
to most
Chris.
people.
Give me a few more episodes. We're working on this.
Chris ranted the other day before the show, or before one of our recordings, and he was like, maybe we should do another episode on episode 8. I got more to say.
Similar to most people seeing it in theater versus things is like, what?
I believe you said we should, and I was like, no, because a lot of the things I
Yeah.
don't want to get into on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But over time, thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? No, I really like that. So pretty much anything with Rey, Kylo, or Luke. I almost call him Obi-Wan. Luke.
Luke-y-Wan.
Yeah, Luke-y-Wan. Anything with those three, love it. If it doesn't have those three in it, it's more like that. I'm like, on it. But those three is what makes it so I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty, yeah.
Good to know. All right, Emily. All right. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I'm gonna say A New Hope. I just love the beginning. It's like it's such a good, solid
It is a
beginning
good-
to
yeah.
a series in general. And again, it's a lot of nostalgia of me. I remember watching it with my cousins and my other family members, like super late at night when we were little kids on VHS. So it's
Yeah.
got all the nostalgia to it.
You're not wrong, though. I mean, that opening music, and then
so
you see
good.
the Tantive, and then you see the Star Destroyer. I mean, that's a solid opening to any movie. That's just great. Okay, which movie is worse, Episode 1 or 2?
2.
Dang it! I was hoping for a lockout. You know, just man.
I get like I have a really big soft spot for the Phantom Menace, and Steven mocks me mercilessly for
As
it.
well he should.
I deserve it. Yeah, but I love, like, the Padres has a lot of problems. I still like the Padres. Introduction of Maul, I love him. He's one of my favorites. Qui-Gon, like, carried the film on his shoulders himself, and he just, like, Atlas.
Yep.
But he was good.
All right. Was Rogue One good?
Yes.
Alrighty. There's that. And was Last Jedi good?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I like Phantom Menace. Easy to please.
Lindsay and Mike, do you guys want to come up?
Mike.
Do it, Mike. Come on up. We've already had Lindsay on the show. Once is enough. Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, Mike. What Star Wars movie is your favorite?
Probably A New Hope.
There you go.
Good choice.
Which movie's worse, 1 or 2?
2.
Dang it! I shouldn't have had him up.
Pod Race is awesome. Maul is awesome. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan is awesome. You just can't wrap yourself around the fact that love
Yeah,
in
the
the
love,
second one.
relationship in 2
That's
is
what
not
tipped
great.
me.
doesn't work whatsoever. It's bad. It's really
Okay, Rogue One, good or not?
bad.
Good or not good?
Meh.
Meh is an acceptable.
No.
Meh
Okay.
is always an acceptable answer to any question.
Especially
Where
on
am I meh?
the most
Pick a
adequate of
question.
podcasts. Yeah.
What's your favorite color? Meh. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Meh. Will you marry me? Meh.
Speaking of stories, oh, she's not even here to. I was going to make fun of my wife, but all right. Last Jedi, good, not good.
I didn't like it, but Chris made me rethink whether or not I liked it.
He's very good
And I
at
just
that.
can't. The whole Leia's Force thing. I can't.
A lot of people have
I
trouble
can't
with
accept that. It just tips me to like that's not okay. Everyone says like she used the Force like mildly
Yeah.
throughout, and then to say she can do a Force pull, that's telling me she could have Force pulled blasters and all these other things, especially when she's out in the vast
Yeah.
space. Yeah, that just doesn't work for me.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Well, I think
Thank you, sir.
that. Yeah,
I am
thanks.
gonna ask real quick, Lindsay, which is worse, 1 or 2?
No! Lindsay!
Carrie?
No!
I have always thought that, always.
Yeah,
It's that relationship.
you got a tiebreak. Wife?
One is worse.
Yes!
right.
Carrie, thank you.
Kyler votes for 1. Chris and Ross vote for 2. We are
Uh,
still
no,
evenly divided.
Christina hates 1 worse. And I'm not just saying that, she really does.
So we have a narrow majority for one here at this particular event.
That's right. Okay. I
love how he says that all decisively. Like, yes, clearly that defines it.
I have a clear majority. That is clear. So I think we are ready to wrap it up, yes?
Sure.
So, let me remind myself how this goes, because it's been a week. No, just kidding. I know how to do this. Watch me do this from memory. I'm turning my phone over. You ready?
Watch him fail hard.
For reals, right? So, we hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week for a discussion on something.
I was hoping to get more of a squawk or something, but
I haven't been goosed by Chris since high school.
wow.
That was a refreshing memory. Well, if you're gonna make it awkward for me, I gotta make it awkward for you.
I don't think I've ever had anyone describe my butt pinches as refreshing.
So, wow, this show. Cut it out, put it in the end with no context.
Just Chris's line.
Yes.
Oh man. So we so be sure to follow us on Facebook or join our Facebook group, A More Civilized Podcast, because lots of cool stuff gets posted
That's
there.
where you hear about events like this.
That's where you hear about events like this, so you're not left out. Also, follow us on Twitter at More Civilized. Because I tweet ruthlessly there, profusely. Well, actually, that's not true. But I do tweet. I tweet adequately. Yeah, let's say that. And I do share some good memes from time to time. And yeah, so there you go.
So,
Cozy.
I know. I'm just gonna sit on Chris's lap here for a minute.
And then put in Chris's that line at the end, and then Chris's butt pinch line at the end, together.
Maybe I'll just leave him.
So funny with context.
For our shout outs for today, I want to make particular mention of all of you that have come to visit with us today. Those of you that came voluntarily, and those that were more or less forced.
Yep.
So, thank you all. It means a lot to us that you
It does.
enjoy our podcast.
We never really thought we would come to this.
Yeah.
I thought for sure we would just do this for fun, and it would be maybe like our wives that listened, and that would be it. So
It'd be my wife that listens.
yeah. Well, I'd force Christina to listen every now and again, which is basically what has happened. But you know.
Yeah. And then, like always, if you want to talk with me on Twitter, it's at Mr_Rstar.
Do it. He's lonely. Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just saying, I have that Nebulan frigate. That I
Okay,
can't
we'll
get
handle
rid
that
of.
after.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish this up. Yeah. So, if you have any ideas for podcast topics that you would like to hear us talk about, we've already gotten at least one from this whole shindig. Please let us know on either Twitter or Facebook so that we can pander to you, and we're happy to cover any topic, basically any topic, as long as it's Star Wars related or can be tangentially connected to Star Wars.
That's more accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how we got our Harry Potter
Especially
episode.
after our last episode. I could not believe the tangents. Oh, man.
And also, listeners that aren't here, we had two of our favorite fans dressed up today. Lindsay, come and describe what you were actually dressed as. Or I think, Kelsey, we did in the episode, correct?
Yeah, we did.
We'll do it again. It's fine.
I'm an alien Jedi, but not any particular alien. I've got black triangles and dots on my forehead. My cheeks are yellow. I've got a Maori chin design, and I've got these Japanese red slanty eyes. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then just a Jedi outfit with a bunch of
some good
braids in my
Jedi
hair.
robes. Yep.
So I dressed up as Rey from Force Awakens. So I have the 3 buns and just kind of the tan clothing. I did this cosplay myself, and yeah,
Well done. Yep. And we are awarding them prizes for being very festive.
So, until next time, may the Force be with you.
always. I'm Kelsey Hatch in place of Anna Graves, and thank you for listening to A More Civilized Podcast.
For those of you that be listening later, I'm making Kyler get me pizza like I normally have to get him water before the podcast.
So you all, and I'm going to give you, that's why I'm saying it now so you have time to think about it. You all have to come up with your own buzzer. Your own little thing that you're going to shout out, yeah, or the, whatever. Ross, do it where they can see it. You do it. Yeah, it's so good!
With the Monty Python problem.
It's Monty Hall, not Monty
Monty Hall,
Python.
thank you.
I was wondering
Monty
where
Hall,
a Monty Python.
I
That's true.
am the podcast.
Yeah. You fetching Han Solo'd his Greedo face.
Hey, but now people can turn the episode off if they want to.
Oh.
A vandalized poster of your very own.
Yeah. Good or not good?
Meh. Meh is unacceptable.
No.
Meh
Okay.
is, will you marry me? Meh. And I've never had anyone describe my butt pinches as refreshing.